Hello, I'm Nola and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to discuss with you the symbolism of the seagull, or what it may mean when the seagull shows up either in your dreams or in your life. I'm going to break this down into three parts. Part one being about the symbolism of the seagull. Part two, I'm going to share a little story with you regarding an encounter that I've had with the precious little seagull and what that represented in my life. And then the third part will help you to unpack some of the reasons that this bird has shown up in your life. I know they can be pesky, but so let's dive in. I have to refer to my notes as I'm unable to remember everything that I've scripted, so I hope that you will bear with me. So the seagull and the symbolism of the seagull. The symbolism of the seagull is all about freedom and independence and also survival, right? Seagulls soar above vast bodies of water like the ocean, or big bodies of rivers and so on. And this symbolizes their ability to have a very broad perspective on how they see things or interpret things, and how they can help us with our communication. Seagulls are also extremely resourceful, and they can live in vast and bustling cities. I know you've encountered some in some unusual places. I've lived for many, many years in the state of Florida, and I've encountered them in supermarket parking lots, in unusual places. And so they have adaptability. They are able to adapt. They also teach us to see things from a different perspective, and remind us to be adaptable and make the best of the circumstances that we are in, or the circumstances that we are facing. So what is it today that you're dealing with, that this little symbol of this precious bird has come into your life, be it in a dream or personal encounter with it? And often seagulls are also seen as messengers from the divine, or perhaps a departed loved one. So let's see how this fits into your space. Before that, I'm going to share a story with you about an encounter that I've had recently with a seagull. I recently made a major move from the United States to Europe. But what led me to make this move is that I lost my husband. And this sent me reeling, or as Amy Winehouse would have said, sent me flying. Literally, I can smile today, but it's not always easy to smile. I was on a quest to reinvent myself, or as the kids say, to rebrand myself. It's not easy to restart your life at 60 years old, but yeah, I am. And having this YouTube channel is one of those things. I've always known what I was called to do, but because of the circumstances in my life, I chose to do otherwise. However, about 2 weeks or so ago, this little seagull showed up where I live. And right away, I noticed that this bird had a severely or badly injured left leg. So I took to feeding this bird, and I've named the bird Stormy. Little did I know how Stormy would show me things in my own life that I needed to deal with, and how much healing that would bring with that little bird. I must also tell you that I've been suffering with bursitis in my hips and particularly my left leg, but we'll get to that soon. So Stormy came and I started to feed this bird. And we are about 2.5 weeks in, and the leg has started to heal. What I got from the symbolism is how I needed to adapt and change and seize opportunities, because if you know anything about the seagull, they are opportunistic birds. You've been at the shore and had your fries snatched from you or something. They always seem to be lurking and always know how to survive. They scavenge, they find a way to find food or whatever it is that they need, and they are also intuitive. When major storms are out at sea, we often see large flocks of them flocking to the inner cities or into the suburbs. And that, if you are paying attention, alerts us to the changing weather conditions. So how have the conditions in your life changed? Like the conditions in my life changed, and I was forced to do something different, to step out of my comfort zone. And I don't know if you recall the late Louise Hay, that wrote the book on what different parts of our body means and what our ailments could mean. For me, the problem with my hips was fear of moving forward. That's what her book would say. And so, yeah, this bird showed up with an injured leg, pretty much like my left leg, that I've had to seek, treatment for. And it has been a fear of moving forward. I've been forced to be resourceful. I've been forced to ask for help in ways that I couldn't have imagined before. I've always been pretty much a giver, and so therefore it's been difficult for me to ask for help. And when you move to another country, it comes with a lot of changes and a lot of things to learn. I'm sure you've moved from one town to another, or from one state to another. But when you move from one country to another, particularly when there are language barriers, it can really be difficult. So I've had to push my way through and seek out all kinds of services, ask a lot of questions, discover a lot of things, change my mind, and adjust. I've had to make adjustments. I've had to consider others also more than ever perhaps before in my life. And I've considered myself a pretty considerate person, but this takes on a whole new thing. When you lose a loved one, we never get over anything. Don't allow anyone to tell you that you get over. I don't know who you've lost in your life. Perhaps you too have lost a spouse, and that has been devastating, or you've lost a child or someone that was very close to you. And so now you too are trying to navigate your way. So what does the seagull represent to you? What is it about your life that you need to restructure? What is your fear of moving forward? What has your loss been? I don't think it's any coincidence that you've come across this video today. And I do thank you for being here, for showing up. It's not easy. What I've learned from my little seagull friend is that healing takes time, and that the road is not often a straight shot. There are deviations. We fall down and we've got to get back up, and pity parties. I tell myself every morning, especially after I lost my husband, that I had 20 minutes every day to feel sorry for myself, and then I had to get on with it. Is it time for you to get on with things in your life? Is that the message of the seagull that has shown up for you? Or is it a message from a loved one letting you know that nothing and nobody dies and that you must go on with your life? What are your struggles today? Please don't hesitate to ask or comment and tell us how you have navigated some of the difficulties in your life and what it means to you to have the seagull as a symbol show up. I thank you for your time, and until the next time, take care of yourself. Bye for now.